We're finally done. No, thank you for sticking around. I hope you had a good day. Was that useful? Was it a good day? Yeah? Good, I'm glad. So I'm actually gonna be pretty quick here. I only have, about 2 hours of a talk here. Now, kidding aside, I want to thank you again, and I'd like to go into one of my favorite parts of these conferences. We talked a lot about our members. We talked about our, how thankful we are for our sponsor and our corporate members, but the reality is that communities are made of individuals, and to me, rewarding and awarding our contributors is probably one of the most personally rewarding things to do. So on top of that, you got as a bonus to see and put a name to a face for the FINOS team. So with that, I would like to call on stage our London-based, UK-based Director of Community, James McLeod, that we're gonna be the master of ceremonies for this award ceremony. Thank you, James.
So thank you everybody for being here and being here right to the end. It's been so amazing seeing so many people actually being part of the Open Sourcing Finance Forum. And this is the time in the conference where we actually start awarding all of the contributions and all of the participation from the FINOS community, from our members all the way through to contributors on the ground. So, we've got 6 awards that we're going to be presenting today, and in order to help me up here, I'm going to invite members of the FINOS team to come up. So can I invite Julia Ritter to come up and help me with this award, please? Absolutely. So I'd like to introduce the Shining Star Award first. So the Shining Star Award is actually given to the project that's actually seen huge growth within the Stargazers area of GitHub. So for those who do or don't understand or don't know what stargazing is, it's when people click on the star. Sorry, I can see Gab laughing. I don't know if he's laughing at me. So anyway, this award is actually going to the FINOS project that's accumulated the most amount of stars over the last 12 months. So can I invite a member of the JP Morgan team up, so Abdullah Garcia, to accept this award on behalf of JP Morgan, please. Thank you very much to the Perspective team, and thank you very much to Abdullah for coming and accepting the award on behalf of JPMC. The next award is the Spread the Word Award that goes to members of the FINOS community who have really helped to push and magnify all of the great work that's happening within the FINOS community. So over the last number of months, I would say maybe 6 months or so, we've been engaged in really helping to drive how we describe the Morpher project within FINOS, and also the types of materials that Morpher actually engage with through interviews, through white papers, through README, through a new microsite as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So if you go to morpher.finos.org, you'll be able to see the absolute amount of effort that this team has put into everything that they've done. So I would like to invite the Zingli and Ditto team up here to accept this award. And I would also like to invite Neve Parker from the FINOS team up in order to present.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never
our CEO, Mike Wilson, can't be with us today. I know he's really missing out on this award, but just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for giving us the opportunity to come forward to collect this award. We haven't yet launched, but we're really looking forward to launching Zingli, and thank you to FINOS for all their support. So thank you.
That's amazing, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you. And so Jane, if I can invite you up to present this. So the next award is being presented for Outstanding Leadership. Now, it's been an absolute pleasure to work within the team that this award is going to, so the individual being part of that team, where she's been absolutely pushing the boundaries of everything to do with open source contribution. From contributing code to getting involved in answering issues, being very present on project calls, and even speaking at meetups, you know, in front of people that maybe she hadn't known before. So it's an absolute pleasure to present this award to Jessica Woodland-Scott from Deutsche Bank. If you would like to come up. So can I introduce everyone to Wim Morgan? So Wim, please come up here to present the next award, please. Right, so within the FINOS community, we have people who have been contributing, you know, since FINOS, you know, was born, and we also have new people contributing over the last year. And so within the way that we look at all of our awards, we look at LFX Insights, which is basically the way that we can take a real good 20,000, 30,000 feet view of all of our FINOS projects. And I'm really pleased to say that the person who this award is actually being presented to has got stuck in enabling both Legend and also Waltz to be enabled from an ease of engineering perspective, using Juju and Charms. So I would like to present this award to Claudio Blue from Cloudbase. So Claudio, if you are here.
I was a king under your control. And I wanna feel like you've let me go. So let me go. Don't you remember how I used to like being on the line? I dreamed you dreamed of me calling out my name. Is it worth the price? Cut cover, take that test.
So this brings me to the coaching award. So in order to be an open source coach, you need to be very open to the FINOS and open source community. You need to be able to live and breathe the culture of open source and be very selfless in the way that you advise people and coach people and bring people on the open source journey, from demonstrating, you know, your own open source prowess to showing people how to raise pull requests and getting involved in issues. So from the very kind of grassroots of open source to being an absolute lead in that field. So it's an absolute pleasure to award the coaching award to Colin Eberhardt from Scott Logic. Thank you very much, Colin.
What will we do when we get home? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side? Standing strong as the waves roll over. And the nights are long, longing for you to come home.
Thank you. And whilst he leaves the stage, and so thank you very much, Rob Moffat, for coming up here. Sorry that I didn't give you an introduction, but that's amazing.
He knows everyone anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Springbok maintainer and also senior technical architect from FINOS. Thank you very much. So Gabriele Columbro, please, can you come to the stage to help me present this award? Thank you. Absolutely. So the final award today is the most active individual within FINOS over the last 12 months. So this person has been on the front line of open source, both in terms of leadership and, stepping really well into, the role in which, he fulfills. But looking through all of the activity that has been contributed by this person into FINOS over the last 12 months, the figures just absolutely speak for themselves. And so it's my absolute pleasure to welcome Chris West from Cosaic as our most active contributor into the foundation. Thank you very much, Chris.
Show them your flame to the fire. It's spraying like your name on a flyer. They wanna tame your desire, but you light it up, now your aim getting higher. And they wait for Messiah, but until that day, I'ma rise up high. I put my light in the air, I wanna see everywhere.
So thank you very much to all of our award winners. I mean, your contributions into the foundation have been amazing over the last 12 months. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody else who is contributing into the foundation by being here today, participating today, networking, making new friends, learning the opportunities, absolute sure start winners for getting involved in open source. And with that, I'd like to say thank you and pass you back over to Gab for your closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Jane. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, James, and thank you most importantly to our contributors. I hope that you've noticed by the choice of our awards that there's many ways that you can contribute to FINOS. It's not just about code. You can help through marketing, you can help through helping others, you can help through speaking at the meetup. You can help by telling us what use cases and what your pain points are and your challenges. That's what special interest groups are for. So we are very aware that not everyone in this room is able to contribute code, like literally right now from your work laptop. And while we'll continue to help you hopefully be able to do that, there's many ways that you can get engaged today. Which brings me to my next slide, which is if you're looking to know, and hopefully this day gave you a bunch of ideas on how you can get involved. But it's an on-ramp, it's a process. And we like to sort of model it from a standpoint of learning, then consuming, participating, contributing, and then leading. All of this does not require membership. Anyone in this room can consume our software, learn the usefulness or maybe the lack of usefulness for your specific needs and use cases. But I guess what I wanted to really say is that, again, I hope today gave you inspiration and ideas as to where, what areas of FINOS, whether existing or new areas, you can contribute to. And if you're, I know that was a bit of an eye chart, so I didn't expect you to memorize it, in such a short time. But if there are sort of three things or three places for you to remember, sort of as you leave this room and maybe consider contributing to FINOS in the next days, weeks, or years. I guess I missed months. There's an easy way to get signed up to all of our updates. We definitely share a lot with our community in terms of what's going on, projects, events, just open source news. But I wanted to point you to our relatively new community website, community.finos.org. So basically everything you've seen here is actually now plotted on a journey that you can self-serve. And so if you go to community.finos.org, you'll find not only sort of a way sort of to follow this journey, but all those different pointers in terms of where you are able to consume, contribute, participate, and hopefully become a leader in our foundation. And last but not least, while community is typically more for a developer type audience, we also launched our resource center recently, which is more about talking about the business value, the success stories, case studies, white papers. In other words, if you're trying to sell it to your boss, that's probably a good place to start. And with that, again, I hope this was inspirational. It was inspirational for me to see, a much larger crowd than even 6 months ago when we had the last events here, almost twice the amount of people. Hopefully it has to do with a better situation in COVID as well, but definitely it is reflective of our growth. And definitely if I compare it to those, 20 white guys that we saw this morning 5 years ago, that's definitely a better look. And, I just want to close by saying, again, I hope this was useful for you. I hope it was inspiring. It hasn't always been easy. 5 years ago when we were pitching to banks, of open sourcing and giving away their intellectual property, the reaction was pretty lukewarm, let's put it that way. So it takes a lot of, it's not always easy. It takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of belief. I don't know if I thought it was the next slide. But sometimes it helps to look back. And this is actually a post from our Morgan Stanley board member, Dov Katz, kind of looking back at when we pivoted from the Symphony Software Foundation to FINOS. And it does, I don't find anything more rewarding. I can't agree with Dov more than looking back at, a strategy that we put together and we executed, and you being here, it's sort of the best reward for us. So again, it's not always easy. It's not always rational. I think the most important thing is actually believing into what we do. And so I hope that even if you haven't found exactly what you want to do today, even if, you have your doubts about this open source thing in financial services, which I hope by now should be, relatively through, we hope that you'll believe in what our community has done and what, our community can accomplish. And that I hope to see you soon in our GitHub and hopefully next year in person. So thank you so much for being here, sticking around, and I hope you had a fantastic day. Thank you.